Alright, so evidently I ran out of either battery and or space on the other phone. I think I was probably recording in about 74K at 397 frames per second, because that new phone camera is pretty serious. But I decided I wanted to compare. Since I have I had the original extruder, and then I had the there it is right there. I'm just gonna grab that too. All right, on the left is the original extruder, very shiny, and evidently a little wimpy. In the middle, we have the second one that they sent me. You can see machine tooling marks on it. It's like these swirls. And on this one, I kind of see tooling marks, but they're all concentric, interestingly enough. So it's probably a more efficient... so this one looks, obvious to me, they use an end mill to create that surface, or the mold for it. But I'm saying for that surface is my guess. And this one is concentric, so they might have even chopped them on a lathe somehow, or something, like spinning and chopping, and I don't know. Anyway, they are at least a little different. And on the spring action thing, I see different finish also on that. And I'm not going to go into it too much more. Just to say, though, that evidently there are at least three different versions of the extruder. And so I am going to just go for the best one, or the newest one, just assuming that one's better. So, yeah, if you can get the newest one, go for it. Can't hurt, right? It could hurt, I guess. I'm going to go with the newest one. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and call your mom. All right, so we're just finishing up. I'm back on the other phone again, and I'm going to lean this forward. I'm going to pop the display off quick again, so I can lean it forward so we can see. Put the extruder back together. Everything should be good now. The extruder cleared of that plastic. Should be good. I believe the wires go on the opposite side of the clutch lever, because it kind of go either way. I don't think they made it like, I think they call that okioki, some Japanese word means design it so it can't go together backwards, and I think they didn't bother to do that. Oh, I got this plastic Bowden tube button. Has to go in there, in the hole. Can you see that? Yep. Pop that in there. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I just want to get this print going. There we go. It's in the hole. And we get a couple screws. I'm going to rush and put them both in there, and it'll probably bite me. It shouldn't, because it's super simple. But that's just when you do that, is when it all goes wrong. Which is why motorcycles are really dangerous, because when you think, trust me, and I was a Iron Man motorcycler. I am hungry. I was a motorcycle commuter. I did 60 on one bike. I did 62. I had two bikes at the time, two street bikes, that is. Had some dirt bikes too. Did 62,000 miles on my BMW in 5 years. And I totaled it on my way to work after a million close calls. That's kind of when I called it quits on street bikes. But I still had a Ducati that I still had left. But I barely rode the Ducati in like the similar amount of time. I put like 4,000 miles on the Ducati. And but anyway, okay, don't forget the Bowden tube. Yeah, so just when you think you thought of everything, the one thing you didn't think of bites you. The way I totaled it, I was crossing a wooden bridge, and it had rained that morning. I'd been across that wooden bridge on my way to work. Probably, I didn't take that way every day, but I bet I went across that bridge at least a few hundred times, maybe 1,000. I don't know. Anyway, I don't feel like doing the math. A whole lot of times. And it was a wooden bridge, and it had rained that morning. It wasn't raining anymore. And I was on the bridge, and I goosed the gas a little bit, and this was a very powerful motorcycle. And I kind of did a donut at speed. There was a dump truck behind me, and I was like, I remember thinking, as I was doing a baseball slide across this wooden bridge with a dump truck behind me, thinking, please stop, dump truck, please stop. And the dump truck stopped. And my bike like caught it. It was like this wooden bridge with these horizontal planks. Oh, it's not in the voting tube. Get in there. Get in there. And the bike was sliding, and I was sliding, and a piece of body panel caught on the seam between the boards, and sent the bike flipping. Probably like the foot peg or something, actually, because it was something solid, because it sent the bike flipping. And so the bike went flipping, doubling, and broke all kinds of stuff. Broke the clutch lever off. Broke a whole bunch of stuff. Landed in the middle of the road. Traffic stopped both directions. And I'm standing there going, what an asshole I am. And, wow, this screw does not want to go in. Went in part way. I'm going to do the redneck, I'm sick of this thing. I'm going to do the redneck Loctite and cross thread the hell out of it. Where's the third screw? There it is. So I was fine. I was wearing leather jacket with elbow and shoulder pads and a helmet and Kevlar lined jeans. Though I don't think the Kevlar lined jeans were necessary because the wet wood was so slippery. It was like ice. I just kind of slid into a stop. A couple little bruises, but it really wasn't bad. And I think I kind of ended up on the side of the road. Anyway, so I got up and I'm like, put my hands up both ways to stop traffic. They were already stopped. They were like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And these screws don't want to go in here. What's the deal with that? They started, so I'm going to just shove them in there. But I actually need to... Oh, there. And I forgot about the 5-minute time cap on this phone, so not sure how much of that story I was telling stories. And I wasn't recording. So anyway, the story was total my motorcycle. I'm not going to tell the whole thing over again. I'm going to pick up where I left off. And I picked it up out of the road. No clutch lever. Bunch of other stuff wrong with it, but it was rideable. Rode it to work through through a fair amount of traffic, actually, back roads. And I had to loop back like 3 times to make it through an intersection with no clutch. Well, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago. Anyway, made it to work. Called the insurance company. It was totaled. That was, I pinched some wires there. I missed the wire guide. Hopefully I didn't short that. Crap. Although, even if I shorted it, as long as I didn't burn anything out, I think it'll be okay as long as I unpinch it. Crap. There's a little notch for the wire to go through, and I missed it. I missed the notch. I tightened the screw. That's oh, and it pulled out right there. Please go in. Please go in. Please go in. I have a feeling that's just going to come unplugged someday, soon. Like at my 90% of my print, likely. Let's tighten that up and see what happens. Turn it on. I mean, I pushed it in. Let's see what happens. Not a great day for me. But first world problems, right? I try not to complain too much about first world problems. What's it doing? Okay, there it goes. It's turning on. And okay, although I didn't try to heat it up yet. Let's do an extrude. 260 extrude. Go. Let's check out the old display. All right, it's heating. So evidently, I think it was just the heater came unplugged. I'm very concerned that the heater is going to come unplugged during operation, and I'm going to have to take that cover off. But it's just only the one front cover, not a big deal. And then I'll just wedge the wires in like I did before. I should probably just do it first, but I'm so hungry and thirsty. I ran out of water like an hour ago. Nozzle heating. That's a good sign. It says extracting. Is there plastic coming out? Oh, come on. Oh. Come on, plastic. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, plastic. Ah. Extruder not heating as expected.